Learning English can be challenging. There is one common problem I have noticed that a lot of people face, and that problem is not being able to match the tone of your expressions. For example, even while we are narrating a sad or funny story, our tone is kind of similar because we are not able to find the right expressions at the right timing. There was a time when I wasn't able to narrate the stories the way I wanted to. But after years of practice, I feel like I'm getting closer to that. Hello everyone, my name is Roshan, and on this channel I talk about English learning, books and movies. And this is a series of videos where I come up with a single topic and we discuss everything in context. And today is day 25. So, this is what we are discussing today. We will talk about our funny experiences using good sentences and good tone. There are multiple ways to improve the way we speak, the way we narrate some stories. By listening to good speakers and repeating after them, observing movie dialogues, how actors deliver their dialogues, and I think the third one is one of the most effective ones, listening to stand up comedians, especially if you want to talk about the funny experiences. And you don't have to copy them because stand up comedy is a completely different art, but at least you can match the timing, the tone, and the way they are saying certain words. If you have watched previous videos, you know the drill. We'll move in my room and we will start discussing them one by one. And if you need additional help to improve your spoken English, then you can reach out to me on my number or my email ID. I provide individual classes and I have multiple groups where you can talk with different partners. You can practice with me. So if you are interested, just drop me a message here. So now let's start our video in that room. I've got my format. Let's start with the first question. What is the funniest thing that has ever happened to you? I'm an adult now and I have seen a lot of funny things. A lot of funny things have happened with me. But I'll choose a recent event which a lot of people will find very foolish, but it was hilarious. And to be honest, for a few minutes, I was scared also, but no doubt it was hilarious. So recently, I went to watch this movie called Homebound, and for that I was traveling to Gorakhpur, which is about 120 kilometers from my hometown. And to go there, I had to catch a train. I had to reach a station within 30 minutes. So somehow I made it under 40 minutes, and because of that I wasn't able to get a ticket. And see, when you are a content creator, you feel like you have to maximize every moment. So I was peacefully reading my book, and then I got this urge to start recording videos. And I was in this AC compartment near the gate, so I kept my tripod there and started recording. Nobody bothered, even TT, because they saw a book in my hand and they just went. But after that, a couple of police officers came, they stopped me to record that video, and then they took me to the TT. I somehow got out of the situation, but it was hilarious because the moment I predicted that I'm ready to pay the fine, some police officers came. If you want to check out the full story, do check out this video, and here is a format that you can follow. Once something hilarious happened when I was in school with my friends or at work. I made a simple mistake, but everyone found it super funny. We couldn't stop laughing for minutes. Even now, whenever we talk about it, it still makes me laugh, smile, or feel nostalgic. To talk about funny incidents, it's all about the timing, how you are narrating your points. So keep the tone of your sentences very light. You can use some phrases from this, but you don't have to strictly follow everything. The next question is, do you like sharing funny stories with others? Of course, mostly with my close friends and with my family members. And when I'm sharing those funny stories, I'm always speaking in Bhojpuri, rarely in Hindi. So I think my Bhojpuri timing is a lot better than what I can do in English. But yeah, I think it applies to almost every individual in the world, except a few people who are good in multiple languages. Here is the format. Yes, I love sharing funny stories because they instantly lift the mood. I usually tell them when I am with close friends, in casual conversation, or meeting new people. It helps me connect and makes everyone feel comfortable. People usually end up adding their own funny stories too. So, just one more reminder, as you are looking at the format, try to speak loudly. You can also speak along with me. Just pause the video, repeat after me. The third question is, have you ever laughed in a serious situation? I think this is a very bad habit of mine, that whenever I'm in a serious situation, I always think of some random memory or some random things I find really funny. On a recent Friday when I was in the mosque, everybody was offering namaz, but something happened in the background. Some kids were playing and some of them said something. It is the most difficult thing in the world to control your laughter when you want to control. So it was a disaster, and I can't express in words how difficult it was to control my laughter in the middle of namaz. Here is the format. Oh, yes, many times. Once I laughed during a very serious, emotional, or quiet moment, and I just couldn't stop. Everyone looked at me, and that made it even harder to control. I tried to stay calm, but the situation got even funnier. Question number 4. Do you remember any funny incident from your school days? I think school days are the funniest time of our lives, and especially during the period of class 5th to class 12th. I still remember clearly. It was the day of the result. I think I was in class 8. So everybody was in the school uniform, and I ended up in my casual t-shirt and my pants. And my friend started pointing out to me to the teacher, and my teacher scolded me a lot, but my friends were enjoying. I also enjoyed, but not during that scolding session. Here is the format. Absolutely. I remember once my friend and I did something really silly, unexpected, or creative in class. The teachers had no idea what was going on and we couldn't stop laughing. It became one of our favorite school memories. Even today, we still talk about it sometimes. Question number 5. Has someone ever made you laugh unexpectedly? I think yes, and it's very difficult to keep the track who is making me laugh. And I think a lot of my friends are really funny. So whenever I'm talking to them, they unexpectedly make me laugh. And especially on the internet, my humor is so broken that I laugh on random things. Just looking at a cat video or a child video, it just cracks me up. Multiple things make me laugh unexpectedly, I think almost every day. Here is the format. Yes, that happens quite often. Sometimes people say something totally random, sarcastic, honest, and it catches me off guard. Those are the best moments because the laughter feels so natural. I love when humor happens without planning. The next question is, what's your reaction when something funny happens in public? Like everyone else, I try to control it first. I don't want to embarrass others, but sometimes it's just too difficult. So we don't know them, just laugh and move on. Here is the format. At first, I try to control myself and act normal, but it never works. I start smiling and then burst out laughing. People around me usually start laughing too. It becomes one of the moments you can't really explain but just enjoy. Last question of this format. Who is the funniest person you know? I think in real life I know many people, and as I mentioned earlier, most of my friends are funny. But there is this person I have never met, but the way my friend talks about his stories, his accent, it just always makes me laugh. I don't know whether the way my friend is telling their story or it is the person behind all those incidents. Here is the format. I think the funniest person I know is one of my close friends, my cousin, or a colleague. They have a natural sense of humor and can make any situation funny. Even when I'm upset, they manage to make me laugh. Being around them always feels light and happy. I think this will help you to at least share your own funny experiences. And I'm going to leave some 10 questions here. Try to practice those 10 questions. And again, I'll mention the simple thing to keep the sentences light, quick, and the way you speak in your native language, try to add the same tone or the rhythm of your sentences. Let's move on to the next segment of our video, that is vocabulary. And if you have any doubt, just put down in the comments. I'll make a sentence or provide the meaning for you. The words are laughter, humor, incident, reaction, moment, joke, coincidence, expression, timing, mistake, crowd, punchline, surprise, story, embarrassment, giggle, event, and situation. The next list is adjectives related to funny experiences. Use them to describe those moments. Hilarious, silly, awkward, spontaneous, weird, playful, random, unforgettable, amusing, embarrassing, dramatic, cheerful, goofy, unexpected, entertaining, joyful, crazy, friendly, and memorable. We are at the last segment of our video, modern phrases. So what I'm going to do here, I'll just read the words, explain the meaning, and make some sentences. Your job is to repeat after me, or you can take help of these images to understand the meaning. The first phrase is, you had to be there. If somebody has missed a particular funny thing, there you can say you had to be there. Next, I still crack up thinking about it. Cracking up simply means laughing or having a smile on your face. So when you are thinking about a past memory which was really hilarious, I still crack up thinking about it. Next, it was one of those can't breathe moments. You were laughing so much that you were not able to breathe. So if you are talking about a moment where you just couldn't stop laughing, there you can use this one. We completely lost it. It simply means that everybody was laughing. Nobody could control their laughter, and there we completely lost it. I laughed till my stomach hurt. It happens, when you are laughing, when you are watching a movie or you are talking to a friend who is really funny, sharing a funny incident. There you can say, I laughed till my stomach hurt. Next, that scene was straight out of a comedy movie. When something happens in real life which is similar to a movie, especially a comedy movie, then use this phrase. It was too funny to be real. Sometimes we encounter such situation where you can't believe what just happened. In that situation, it was too funny to be real. The last phrase, that memory never fails to make me smile. Literally what it is written here. You think about it, you smile. So that's it for today's video, and I hope you have learned something from this one. And also, if you need any additional help, if you want to learn English in one-on-one and group classes, then drop me a message on my number. We can start learning together. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon.